It's like a film, Rite of Spring. You have to concentrate since the beginning if you want to understand.
I think in 100 years we'll still be saying how incredible Stravinsky was in writing this music.
I think he broke the mould, really, and really set the scene for a lot of music that's followed in the 20th century.
The colours and the way he writes for all the instruments just will not fail to slay you.
The first time I heard this piece, I was probably 16 or 15.
I actually came to the Rite of Spring really early on in my musical life.
It's strange because before to listen to this music, I was listening metal music, and I really found quite similar in such a few moments.
I was really struck in two ways. The first way was that I couldn't actually follow what my part was doing to what I was hearing. I'd never heard any music like this before. And the second was just the sounds were incredible. I couldn't believe an orchestra was going to sound like this.
The first time I played the piece, I honestly had no idea where I was for large chunks of the music.
It's easy to get out. It's quite difficult. Time changes and all that sort of stuff. So you've got to have your wits about you all the time. You've got to concentrate when you're playing.
Almost every bar has a different time signature, has a different feel. So even if it's in 4/4, the odd bar that's in 4/4, the first and the third beat are not the strong beats. You might get the syncopation on every bar that you just have to hear it and listen and be in the moment and see where your bit fits in.
So it's one of those works that when you get to the end, if you've got there together, it's a bonus.
The orchestration is one of the most unusual things, and in particular using instruments in ranges of pitch where they're not quite always at home.
Stravinsky decides to start the whole piece with a bassoon in a range which is significantly higher than anything that had really been used before. I can imagine people when they've never heard it before, and people who will be looking around thinking, well, what's that? And actually they realise it's a bassoon, which already is quite an unusual instrument to be used as a solo to start off a piece.
For bass clarinet, you can find in the part low notes and high notes, so we use all the register. For example, if you see at the beginning, quite at the beginning, you can find this note, and then after a few bars you can find, which is the low note.
One of the best known passages of string writing, I think, is fairly near the beginning, and Stravinsky uses unison strings with repeated down bows, which just creates an incredible power.
Through the whole piece, we're like a drive, an engine. It's not that we're playing lush melodies. It's not that sort of piece for us. It is full of drive, and the rhythm is just so important.
Definitely one of my favourite sections in the whole piece, not even a section, it's a bar in the whole piece, is the famous 11/4 bar, which takes me back to my pre-verbal sort of days when I used to hit my mum's biscuit tins with her knitting needles, and it's just 11 very loud beats on 2 drums and the percussion section, and it sounds like this.
I feel still now the same as I felt the first time, which is it's such a vital, fantastic piece of music, and I just hope that everybody gets a chance to hear it sometime in their life, because I think it's extraordinary, and I still think it's extraordinary. I hear things that I've never heard before every time I play it, and that's just the sign of a masterpiece, I think, really. You know, you never tire of listening to it. I never tire of listening to it.